Hey, old hag, there isn't anything to eat right now. Why does someone who is only smart enough to do chores not even have the chores done today? At least do what you were born to do, please. What? Violet, you were coming back home today? I'm sorry, but today I'm at work. I won't be home from work until later tonight, so I made sure to tell your father to make up something for dinner. I don't care about that. Well, recently you haven't been coming home that often, so if you're going to do so, please text me and let me know first. I'm pretty busy with work now, and there are times when I can't come home early. I told Dad that I was going to come home today, but I'm pretty sure that the two of you haven't been communicating all too well recently between one another. So it's not impossible that he never told you, and that's why you didn't know. But as a wife and mom, you should always be managing things like dinner, right? That's why you're being called a failure as a mother and a failure as a wife now. Are you sure you have to say those kinds of things about me? I have been trying my best to be a good mother to you and a great wife to my husband. And even right now, I'm taking care of you, right? Well, there hasn't been a single moment where I've thought that you've been doing a good job caring for me, though. A pile of crap like you could at the very least get all your chores done like you've been asked. If you don't, you're most likely going to be thrown aside by Dad as he finds someone else. Violet, don't you think you could at least be a bit more kind to me and treat me with some respect from time to time? And you should be more careful of the things you say about others. You're in college now, which means something like that should be noticeable to you, correct? Huh? You're going to preach to me like you're someone special now? There is nothing that's going to make me want to listen to your preaching when you can't even do your one and only job of cleaning and cooking. How about you start working on changing your own self around before asking me to? I guess you're getting too old now for anything I have to say to you to mean anything. But to be honest, you've always been this way around me. Always. I think soon here the family should take some time to all sit down together and talk some things out. How does that sound? Sounds like a pain in the ass to me. Well, whatever. Today I'll just go out for dinner. I'm going to make you pay me back for that later, okay? Please and thank you. Violet, are you even listening to me right now? Violet! Do you think you could make some time to sit down with Violet and I so we can all have a little chat? I'm a bit concerned about the way Violet has been talking to me in an even more condescending tone lately. I feel that if we don't talk with her about that and have her change that attitude, she's going to have a rough future ahead.
She has every right to be talking down to you in a tone like that, though. There's nothing special about you because all you are is a pile of trash.
And I think the reason she talks to me like that is because she's gotten that poor attitude from you, Ralph. Could you at least only talk to me like that when we're alone and not around her?
Well, I'm not saying anything wrong, am I? When all of this is your fault, stop trying to make it sound like mine. Such a freaking idiot.
Hold on, are you even listening to me?
Talking with someone like you is only a waste of my time. Even though you're hated by both myself and Violet, you still choose to live in the same house as us, huh? I would never be able to put up with all of this crap every day. You must be pretty strong with that thick skull of yours, you dumbass.
Ralph, would you please cut all of that out and talk to me like I'm your wife? I'm seriously getting to my last nerve here, and I don't want you guys both crawling all over it. If you guys aren't going to join me for a little family meeting, then I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
Duh, what a pain. Just having to go out and see you in person and listen to your voice is a pain for me. If you get what I mean, then how about you start to earn some real money for us? Bye-bye now, and stop sending me all these needless texts all the time. I'm a very busy man that doesn't have the time to be talking with you.
You shouldn't even be saying things like that to your own wife. But I get it now. I finally understand your way of thinking well enough to make my own decision now. Hey, it seems like the lock on the front door is broken or something. I can't let myself inside the house right now. What should I be doing here, Ralph? Are you on your way home from work right now?
I went and changed the lock on the house.
What? What do you mean you went and changed the lock? Why would you do something like that?
I had a nice long chat with Violet the other night, and we came to the conclusion that neither of us really need you around us anymore.
Excuse me? You don't need me around you guys anymore. What are you trying to say to me right now? I have no clue what you think you're going on about right now, but what made you think changing the lock on this house was a good idea without informing me about it?
We had a reason to, and that's to make sure you can no longer come into the house anymore. In other words, we're telling you to get lost by doing it. There's no place for you in that house anymore. Thanks for all the half-assed work you did taking care of us. And the loan on the place has lasted for 20 years now, right? Which means it should be pretty much paid off by now.
So you're really wanting to kick me out of the house and family now, Ralph? And that's why you went and changed the lock on me like this? And you said that Violet was 100% okay with this happening?
Actually, it was her that came up with the idea of having you kicked out.
Is that right? So this was all her plan?
That just goes to show how much the girl has always hated your guts. It's been 20 years now of her and I both hating you, and I'd really like you to start realizing that, please. All the locks on the house have been changed, so don't you dare ever come back to my place.
I see. I'll try my best not to. And as for you both, good luck.
You're the one that's gonna need all the luck you can get now. Your usefulness has been all used up now. In other words, we have nothing else we could possibly need you around us for. So sorry for squeezing you dry. Now get the hell off my property and go someplace else.
Understood. I'm going to get lost as you've asked. But I still have some things to do with the loan on this house, as well as grab all my things from the room so that I don't have to lose them all to you. So do you mind me climbing in through one of the windows? Seems like the one closest to Violet's bedroom wasn't locked, so I'm able to get it open still.
What? Was there even a window over by your bedroom?
After 20 years of living in this house, you don't have any recollection of this window? Well, no matter. I'm going to grab all my things now and take them out here. And like you've seemed to have been wanting, we're going to get a divorce, so don't worry. I'll make sure to have a truck over tomorrow to grab the rest of my things. I'll be working on the divorce papers for us, as well as the loan papers for the house, so that you may take over on paying things off. Can you make sure to fill out all of your parts for me, please?
You're gonna be all annoying about this crap all the way to the very end, huh?
Well, if we don't do all of these things the proper way, then I'm not going to be leaving this house, Ralph. And you wouldn't want to have to get back in touch with one another later on in life, right? I mean, we could always hire lawyers at that point to work things out with one another, so I guess it wouldn't matter. But that would just be a waste of our money, correct?
Huh? Get a lawyer? You'd think I'd want to do something even more annoying than what we're already having to do? I get it already. I'll make sure to fill out all my parts on those documents and sign them. Make sure you have them ready for me and on the counter for when I get home. And if you don't do that for me, then I'm not gonna fill out jack.
You people always have to carry things out with that attitude until the very end, don't you? I promise that I'll have everything set out for you in a way that's easy for you to understand. So please, make sure to fill everything out the proper way for me. Now, I'm going to get to work on leaving this place. I'm sure things are going to be a bit more difficult from now on, but just try your best not to sink.
Hey, what happened to you paying off this loan? I just got a letter in the mail saying that this month's payment still hasn't been done. Why's that?
Excuse me? Why are you asking me why it hasn't been paid yet? That's your own house, and it's your job as the owner to make sure that the loan gets paid off on time, right? Stop trying to make me pay for your property, bud, so go ahead and pay this month's payment before it's too late and you get hit hard.
What? What the hell are you talking about? Does that mean you're not going to be paying for this place anymore? And was there really this much of the loan left to be paid off before you left? Didn't you work on paying it off for the past 20 years?
What's that? That loan is going to be paid off over the next 40 years, Ralph.
What? So this loan was taken out for 40 years? Then you're telling me there's another 20 years left to go? How much am I going to have to pay every month? You think I'm going to be able to pay off this house for another 20 years?
When you and I were getting divorced, I made sure you had a look at all of the documents that pertain to the loan on that house. You then went and signed everything, transferring the name on that house from mine to yours, right? And actually, the whole time you and Violet had been persecuting me, I'd been the one paying off that loan so we could live there. Since I was able to do that for 20 years, don't you think you can do the other 20? Or is that not going to be possible with your income?
Hold on a minute. Does this mean I'm going to have to pay for things like the water and gas to the house? That's why there are so many bills coming in the mail addressed to me right now. What the hell is this? You should be the one paying for all these things, right?
Would you stop acting like a goddamn spoiled child already?
What?
You and I are divorced now. So why the hell should I have to pay for you and Violet to live in a house that isn't even mine anymore? Both the loan on that house and all of the bills are meant to be paid by you now, of course. And if you're not able to pay those things now, then how about you go and talk with Violet about it and have her start helping you pay? And if that's going to be impossible for the two of you, then it's time to think about moving out of that place and into a new house, right? But let's be real here, all of those things have nothing to do with me, so could you please stop talking to me about them? I want you to learn right now that you contacting me about any of those things won't fix them for you, so leave me alone.
But I don't make a whole lot of money. The whole reason you were paying for everything is because you make more than me, right? And I really had no clue there would still be another 20 years left of this loan after kicking you out. I can't pay all of this.
Is that so? Then why not leave?
What did you just say? And where would we go to live next? Stop saying things that make it sound like you have nothing to do with this.
What would you like me to say to you then? I have nothing left at all that I care to say to someone like you, Ralph.
That's it. You left me with Violet in the divorce, so you pay me her child support.
Her child support? Ralph, are you saying that to me seriously?
I sure am. You know that I'm serious about this. If I'm gonna have to be the one who has to care for her from now on all by myself, then naturally you should be paying me child support now, right? It's the parent's responsibility to pay something like child support for their child. Are you even her parent if you don't pay up? Well, even if you don't, then make sure you at least pay for this house and all the bills that come with it. You're her parent after all, so you have to at least be paying for something, right?
What is there for me to say about all of that? You're wanting me to pay child support for Violet, even though she's a 20-year-old college student now that's barely even home anymore. Okay.
Her age has nothing to do with it.
The thing is, though, it really does. Child support is something that is only paid until the child has turned 18. And as you and I should both be aware, she is 20 years old. She's an adult. There is nothing called adult support for her, right? And another thing. You just made it sound like I was the one that left her with you to take care of. But wasn't it the both of you that had that chat with one another to change all the locks on the house and have me kicked out of it? Tell me, how did I make you take her when I never had a choice in the first place?
This and that are two completely different things.
Oh, they are? Tell me what's so different, Ralph, As far as I'm aware, for the past 20 years, I've been the only one who's really cared for Violet. And I've been the one paying for all her needs as well, right? So I don't really understand what you were going on about just then when you said it's the parent's responsibility to pay for their child. Actually, I didn't even think you could understand something like that. I always thought you just expected me to pay for everything, for the both of your sorry little asses.
I just had you paying because, look, you were the one with a bigger salary, which made me think I shouldn't have to be the one forced to pay.
Is that right? Well then, now that I'm no longer your wife, you're going to have to take care of things, okay? For the past 25 years, I'd been the one taking care of you with my income since you've been practically unemployed this whole time. I get that you love to talk about how you wanted to quit your job and find another, and then quit that one and find another. But when you do that over and over again, it really starts to piss me off. Because I felt that I'd have to be the one paying for you and the house for the rest of my life. But the funny thing about it all is as much as you love to talk about it with me, you never said a word about it to your own daughter. And as long as you look good to her, that's all that matters, right? And in order to keep her from believing anything I said to her about you, you started to tell her to not trust me and to call me names like you would. Then once you had felt as though you'd had enough of me, you used her hatred for me as a way to get me kicked out of the house and the family. Right?
If you're so upset about being kicked out, then you can come back here anytime.
Huh? Can you even read, Ralph? Have you been reading any of the things I just sent you there? I'm sorry, but I have no idea what's going on with you anymore. Why, after all the things I've said to you, would you think that I'd ever want to go back to that house?
Because that's what all of this is about. You're still upset about how Violet and I took over the house and kicked you out, right? Then forget about it. You can come back here. I'll make sure to talk with Violet about why you're coming back. So come back here and let's all get back together, all right? Then you can go back to paying for everything like you'd been doing before for us, like the loan and the bills.
Is this what people mean when they say it's too difficult to speak to animals? You seem to have never understood the English language then, huh? Well, that's too bad, really. I'm kind of sad seeing you struggle so much to try and comprehend even the most basic of things in English. If you just assumed that all of those things I was saying meant I was upset about being kicked out of that house, then you are very much wrong about that. I am tired of you guys. You both really did a number on me these past 20 years, and it's going to end here.
What do you mean you're tired of us? What did we ever do to you?
Well, it's primarily been you that's done all of those things to me and not Violet. Back when she was young, she was a very cute little girl to me. But after you went and brainwashed her, she turned into a real bitch. It's all because of the things you said to her about me that she started to think it was fine to hate her own mother.
Why is all of this my fault? I didn't have anything to do with her emotions. That's not even something I as a man can control.
Well, in some cases, that's true, actually. But now, especially, there is nothing you can do about the way she talks and acts. You were saying horrible things about me to her ever since she could understand what you were saying, all while I had been working my ass off to pay off all your debt and pay for our home and everything. I was so busy doing all those things for you guys, yet all you ever cared about was why I was never home doing the chores, and complained to me about our daughter in the worst ways possible. You have talked down to me like that all this time, Ralph, all while your daughter was there listening and learning from it. And that is why she now behaves the same way as you, talking down to me and treating me like I'm nothing at all. In the end, that led to her just outright hating me, all because you constantly drove into her mind that it was right to hate me. Well, going on about all of this now isn't going to really change anything, will it?
There was no helping that, though. That's all I ever had to say about you then. Had I not been complaining about you all the time in front of her, she might have started to ask about why I wasn't going to work every day. So I had to make her think that you were the problem, and that's what I did.
The choice you made doing all of that is crazy to me, though. Well, anyway, you and I are divorced from one another now, which means from now on, leave me out of your mess. Since that happens to be your house now, you do something with your own means to make it work.
How dare you not take responsibility for this?
How dare I? Hasn't it been you never taking any responsibility for anything but years and years now, bud? It was you that had me kicked out of the house with the help of your daughter, so figure out how to manage your mistake. Oh, that's right. Now that I have you here, I want to say that I am no longer paying for Violet's tuition and won't be giving her an allowance anymore either.
What? Her tuition? What are you talking about?
After all that talking about how you would make yourself look good in front of your own daughter, you don't seem to know anything about her at all, do you? Your daughter's going to college right now and has to pay a tuition to be there. And this next semester that she enters into, I am not going to be paying for it. By the end of this month, you're going to have to pay for her next semester, so good luck with that.
Wait, what? She has a tuition that needs to be paid? I never knew that she needed to pay to go to that school. That's something I'll have to pay for as well? What? But what's my reason for having to pay that? I don't even have any savings left, so how am I gonna pay for that?
You're going to start yelling at me over that again? Are you angry at yourself because you're finally realizing all the things I had to put up with and pay for while you were both constantly patronizing me? Well, even if you finally come to understand things for how they've truly been, nothing is going to change. Now then, good luck paying for all of those things on your own. And make sure to work with your daughter from now on so she doesn't start to hate you next and have you kicked out of that house. Now, this is really my goodbye to you forever. Thank you for what little you gave up to me until now. But let's be honest, there's nothing at all I really need to thank you for. Mom, what the hell is going on here? I heard about a lot of this from Dad, but you're not going to be paying for this house or for my tuition anymore? Do you call yourself a mother still after saying those things? Do you understand what it means to be my parent? What's that? I'm afraid I don't understand a single word that just came out of your mouth there. What? Mom? Stop acting like my daughter only when it's to benefit you, Missy. And after all that time of talking to me like I was nothing more than a slave to you, and after realizing all of the things I'd been paying for the both of you guys without a single thank you, you're going to come and call yourself my daughter and act like all of this is my fault? This is why I told your father that I can no longer stand dealing with the both of you anymore. I am no longer a part of your family now, so consider me a stranger to you. A stranger? If you're saying all of that, then what are Dad and I going to do? You're an adult now, Violet. And I am well aware that the whole time you've been going to college, you've really only been going out to mess around with different men and play with your girlfriends. How about you get yourself a part-time job, at least if you're wanting to just waste time and help your dad with the bills? It's not like he's able to pay for the house or your tuition on his own, right? So really, all there is left for you to do is work. But I'm only a college student still. For me to go and work now to make money? Stop behaving like a goddamn spoiled child like your father. I went through 20 years of putting all my time and money into making sure you were cared for, along with your father, and yet you never once thanked me for any of it and only grew to hate me more. I am not going to do that anymore, and I am thankful that you both kicked me out of the family. If you're still wanting to stay in school, then you make that happen yourself. Go ask your father for help there. That's it. Do you understand what I've just said? Well, even if you don't, I don't care. There is nothing else I can say that will help either one of you, so leave me. Good luck with that father of yours, and I hope you both don't end up homeless. Well, I don't have high hopes for that, though, with a father like Ralph. Mom, it's been a little while. Are you doing all right? What is all of this about? I dropped out of college, and I'm even working now, over 40 hours every week. All of those things you said to me before, I finally come to understand now. And so I wanted to apologize to you. Apologizing to me? Why would you want to? I feel that the way I'd been treating you for so long now was not the way a daughter should treat their mother. That's very true. For as long as I can remember, you've been a real bitch to me for no good reason. I'm so sorry for that. I finally come to realize that I need to stop relying on others and work for myself now. Dad wasn't able to pay for anything, like you were saying. Not the house, not the bills, not for my tuition. I had to leave the house after he went and sold it one day without even talking to me first. I haven't seen him since then, and he never replies to any of my calls or texts. I've started to really think about who I was to him. That man has always been that way, ever since I married him. He only wants to think about himself being the strong one and doesn't care about others. I finally, although much too late, realized that it's because of you, having always taken care of me, that I've made it to where I am at now. I'm sure there's no easy way to forgive me or anything, but I've been thinking, maybe you and I can become close to one another again. Violet, I'm happy to hear that you finally noticed all of those things. And hearing that you're doing all right on your own now makes me feel all joyful for you. I'm not going to be supporting you financially anymore, but if that's okay with you, then I'm fine talking to one another over the phone every once in a while. I don't need any more of your money. I know that I have to support my own life now. Then that means you really have grown up then, huh? Mom, I'm so sorry for everything that I've done to you. From now on, is it all right if I keep calling you Mom like this again? The thing is, Violet, I've always been your mother. Therefore, it's all right for you to call me your mom. Now, the next time I have time to talk, let's call, okay? Now you take good care of yourself and try and stay happy, Violet. I know that the harder you fight and work, the better off you'll be down the road. So I'll talk to you soon. And thank you for finally understanding the things I had said to you. Violet seemed to be doing well on her own, having a job where she could work full-time and a small little apartment to stay in. And after a year had gone by of her being out of college, she was able to pay for school again and started to study some more until she had finally graduated. Then, after she was out of school with her degree, she was able to get into the company she had been aiming for, with no issues at all. When she had invited me to come all the way out to her graduation ceremony, I was in tears, thinking that she actually wanted her own mother to be there and see her. Right now, it's still unknown where my pile of garbage ex-husband ran off to, but I like to think things are millions of times better this way and don't care to ever find him. To both my daughter and I, he is the most unnecessary person we know, and are doing just fine without him. Being able to finally have my little girl back after close to 20 years of constant torture and having to fight with her has made me feel so blessed, and I can't wait to see what comes next for us as mother and daughter. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hi, Macy. I understand that you're envious of me. I'm getting married and you're not.
Huh? Veronica, what are you saying all of a sudden? I'm happy for you, but I'm not envious of you at all.
You're lying. Just because you're not married yet doesn't mean you have to be so resentful towards me. Don't you know? I heard from Mom. She told me how you were worried for me and was judging the person I'm getting married to. There's absolutely no need to be concerned about us, though. I know what you're trying to do. You just don't want to see me getting married. You're just saying these things out of jealousy. You're so spiteful.
No, actually, I didn't say those things out of hatred. I think this is a misunderstanding, Veronica. It's just that I heard your husband was unemployed, even though he's in his 30s. It made me a bit worried. I wanted to make sure you were okay with marrying him. After all, you deserve someone that can support you financially.
Why do you even care? You always give me unsolicited advice, and it's so annoying. Who I choose to marry is none of your concern, so mind your business. I don't need your help. To me, the man I'm marrying is the best person I could ask for, so stop getting involved with this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you would get so angry with me. It wasn't my intention to stick my nose in your business at all. I don't want to be a bother. I was genuinely worried for you. I care about who you're going to be married to because I want the best for you. You're my sister, Veronica.
You irritate me so much. Ever since we were little, you've always thought that you know what's best for me. Why don't you let me decide what I want for once? You know what you are, Macy? You're a pretentious and sanctimonious goody two-shoes sister. You need to leave me alone sometimes. I've always hated your smug attitude. You're so patronizing.
I didn't think you would get this furious at me. I'm sorry, Veronica. I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, sure. Why don't you just admit that you think you're better than me? And that's why you're so envious of me. When your older sister who's inferior than you gets engaged, you pretend you're worried for me. You act like you're so kind-hearted when you really just want to stop my wedding. Just be honest and spit it out already. You can't fool me, Macy.
No, I'm not thinking about any of that. I don't have any bad intentions for you. This is all a misunderstanding, Veronica. If you love your husband enough that you're defending him this much, then good for you. I can tell you care about him a lot. I apologize for meddling in your business. You're right. It's your choice to marry whoever you want to.
We're not done here. You made me very angry, Macy. I'm going to have to give you a generous cash gift on the day of our wedding as compensation for what you've done.
Huh? Why are we talking about cash gifts all of a sudden?
You know why? You've already mentioned that my husband is unemployed, and that's true. That's why we need cash gifts from our family members to make up for it. You better bring plenty of cash, got it? You're my sister, so you need to be able to support us.
Did your husband make you say that?
What? What are you talking about? Quit getting off topic.
If he's telling you to make all your family members pay generous cash gifts, I'm worried about this guy even more now. I know you chose him, and that's okay, but something's off about him. I think you should think this marriage over.
Here we go again. You're never going to stop annoying me, are you now? Macy, here's all I'm asking you to do. Bring your gift money, come to the wedding venue, and sit through the ceremony. It's not so hard, is it?
Okay, I got it, Veronica. I'll do as you say. Well, text me as soon as you've decided the wedding date, okay? I'm really excited to see you in your wedding dress. My big sister is already getting married. I can't believe it. Good luck on your wedding day. I'm wishing you the best.
Listen, Macy, you better quit messing around with me. You really want to interfere with our marriage, don't you?
Excuse me, who are you? How do you know my name? I don't recognize you. Are you mistaking me for somebody else?
I'm not. You're Veronica's younger sister, Macy, right? I'm Veronica's husband. Don't you recognize my name? It's Wade.
Oh, you're my sister's husband. It's very nice to meet you. We haven't had a chance to talk yet, so I'm glad to be speaking with you. I haven't heard your name yet, so I don't recognize you. I apologize for that. Is there anything I can do for you, Mr. Blackwell?
I told you already. Quit messing around with me. You've crossed the line by insulting me. Veronica told me you belittled me for my unemployment when you were talking with her. I can't believe you had the nerve to do that.
Belittle you? What? I never said anything degrading about you. You must be getting something wrong.
Listen, you brat. You know who my family is? If you see just how dangerous they are, I guarantee you won't stop shuddering out of fear.
What are you trying to say here?
I doubt a girl like you would understand how much danger you're in when you mess with me. Even if I try and explain it to you. Like Veronica said, you're a pretentious, holier-than-thou brat, aren't you? Macy, if you continue to mess up our relationship even just a little bit, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. This is your last warning.
Slow down, Mr. Blackwell. Are you threatening me right now? Why am I being threatened by you? I haven't done or even said anything wrong.
I'll tell you why. Every one of Veronica's enemies are also mine. And the people I consider my enemies, well, let's just say I don't have any mercy for them.
I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you, I haven't done anything wrong. I've never belittled you. More importantly, I want to celebrate my sister's wedding to the fullest. I feel so much happiness for her right now. But at the same time, I'm worried for her. I've heard my family talk about you, and I began to think Veronica deserves better. With our current conversation, I have every right to be worried. You seem to have more than a few problems. In the end, I have no right to stop your wedding, so all I'm asking is for you to make my sister happy. Please.
I want to marry your sister, but I hate to be your in-law. It must be torturous. I don't want to talk to you in the long run. Just bring the money to our wedding, okay? If you do that, just leave me alone. You're a waste of my time. I don't know how you managed to berate me in front of Veronica and also hurt her at the same time. I'll never forgive you for that. You should feel guilty for what you've done to us. I can't believe you're going to be my sister-in-law. This is dreadful. That's why you better pay up. The only way you can make up for your actions. You've done some awful things.
Wow, you're seriously all about money, aren't you? I'm seriously worried about Veronica marrying you. I don't care what you say to me, but please, at least ensure that my sister is happy. Do you understand? It's your responsibility to do so. Thank you for taking the time to reach out to me. Goodbye for now.
Macy, I warned you. Why are you still messing around with me?
Huh? What do you mean?
Quit playing dumb. The wedding ceremony takes place today. Veronica and I are getting wed and you're not here. You promised you would give us our cash gift.
What? It's your wedding today.
Yes, it is. I swear, if you tell me you forgot that our wedding was today, I'm going to be even angrier. You're Veronica's sister. You're acting so bratty. You idiot. I'll never forgive you. I can't believe you're not showing up on our wedding day. Only a scumbag would do something like that.
How could I have canceled last minute if I wasn't even aware that the wedding was today?
Do you not know that I have family members that are part of the most dangerous gang in town? Do you know what they're capable of?
Huh? Now you're talking about gangsters? These things keep coming up out of nowhere.
I can't forgive you for this. You messed up big time. You brat! You really had the nerve to cancel on our wedding ceremony? My relatives are gangsters that would do anything I asked them to do, Macy. You're as good as dead right now.
Listen, I'm checking my mail again right now. The only invitation we got recently is one for a funeral.
What? What does an invitation for a funeral have to do with anything?
A wedding? What have you been talking about this entire time? There's a funeral invitation in my mail, not one for a wedding. All this week, I thought you died so abruptly. I guess that isn't the case. I mean, I wasn't really sure if it was you or your relative that passed away. The point is, everyone is already gathered at the funeral hall right now. We expected a funeral, but the coordinators are telling us that there isn't a reservation one. So, what's going on here? We're just as confused as you are. We should be the ones asking questions, not you. You were in charge of organizing your wedding. I'm sure you've messed something up without realizing it.
What's going on? A funeral hall? Huh? Why are all the guests at the funeral hall?
I'm telling you, I don't know either. All I know was that an invitation to a funeral was sent to me recently. I have to ask, how did you send your invitations? Did you hire a coordinator to do it?
Of course! I paid the cheapest coordinator I could find and trusted him with everything. There's no way I was going to waste my time or money on invitations.
Wait, so you didn't check what was in those invitations? At all?
No, I didn't. I figured there wasn't a need to do so. My cousin told me he always chooses that coordinator to do everything for him. I thought everything would turn out alright.
Ah, I guess there isn't a funeral after all. This is all starting to make sense now. I'm going to tell my family about this, alright? Then we'll head out of this funeral hall. Talk to you later.
Huh? Don't leave. Just wait a second. What's going to happen to the wedding? We already have everything prepared. The chairs, the altar, everything. It's just that the guests aren't here yet. Not a single one.
I can see why that happened. If there wasn't a wedding invitation in my mail, then there must have been the case for every other guest. They probably all got the same funeral invitation too. That means every guest saw the wrong invitation and came here to the funeral hall. It wasn't possible for us to know about when and where your wedding is taking place.
I can't believe this. What's going on? I don't understand how this happened. Our wedding was supposed to be today, and there were supposed to be so many guests with cash gifts.
There's no point in telling me this. This all happened because of you. You should have been more careful during the planning process. As for what you could do now, maybe you should check with your coordinator in charge of the invitations to see what went wrong.
That's a good idea. I'm going to check in with him immediately.
I hope you try your best to fix this. All of the guests here are going to pack their things and leave soon. Best of luck and goodbye.
No, we're not done here yet. Macy, you better take responsibility for this and guide the guests to our wedding venue. Or else.
What? Why is that my responsibility? You were the one who caused this problem.
I checked with the coordinator. It looks like my cousin thought I was having a funeral instead of a wedding. So, he asked for invitations for a funeral instead. You got the funeral invitations about a week before today, right? Then you should have messaged me and let me know something was wrong. If you'd done so, then this wouldn't be happening in the first place. It's your fault.
Ugh. How hard do you have to try to blame everything on me? This is some nonsense. The lengths you go to avoid owning up to your mistakes are crazy. I have nothing to do with this, so leave me alone. Also, you said you have gang members in your family? That's not even a good threat. If you really do have gangsters as relatives, then wouldn't they go after you for this mistake? You sent that invitation to everyone, including your family, right? Then they must be pissed that you wasted their time with a funeral. Why do you think you can frame me for your mistakes? No matter how you look at it, you're the one who caused all of this. What you're trying to do here is crazy. You must be out of your mind.
Fine. I admit that the invitations were my mistake. But this is getting really urgent now. I contacted my family and they said that the wedding venue was too far from the funeral hall. They're going to skip it and go home. Why can't you just bring them to the venue? It's a simple ask. As my sister-in-law, can't you do that for me? Think of how this would make Veronica so happy. You're her sister, aren't you? If you love her, then do it for her.
I'm her sister, all right, but that doesn't mean I'll do whatever her husband tells me to do. I don't know why you think that's reasonable. This all happened because of you. You made me more distant with Veronica. After she got angry with me because I mentioned you, we haven't been keeping in touch. That's why I didn't contact any of you when I found the funeral invitation in my mail.
I can't believe you're blaming me for this. If you care about your sister, then hurry up and make the wedding happen. Try to make her happy for once.
I don't know what you're talking about. You spew the same nonsense over and over again. Excuse me, but I'm done with our conversation. I'm just as busy as you are. I don't have time to play your games. Goodbye.
Hey, wait a second. Listen to me. What's going to happen to the wedding guests at the funeral hall? What are you going to do with them?
Quit asking me that. It's none of my concern. Speaking of which, nobody else texted you about the funeral invitations, correct? Just accept the fact that nobody likes you enough to ask about your own funeral. This isn't my fault. So I'm not going to be involved in this any longer. You've already wasted enough of my time. I won't let you waste any more of it. I hope you and Veronica can figure this out together as a couple. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your wedding. I guess it means no cash gifts for you. So sad. For the last time, goodbye. I wish you and Veronica the best.
I can't believe you set us up for disaster yesterday. It was supposed to be our wedding day. After speaking with Veronica, we came to the conclusion that this situation, it's all your fault, Macy.
I have no idea what you two talked about and what kind of mental gymnastics you had to do to come to that conclusion, but I know it's definitely wrong. After hearing about what happened, even a toddler could see that this was all caused by your bad reputation and carelessness, not to mention your cousin. You hired a coordinator to send invitations without consulting with him, and nobody liked you enough to let you know about the funeral invitations.
No, it's not my fault. All because you didn't care enough to shoot us a text when you got a funeral invitation in the mail. Do you know what's going to happen if you blame this on my family? You're minced meat.
I could say the same thing to you. You've continued to threaten me by mentioning how dangerous your family is. But do you know what's going to happen to you because of that?
What? Try me. Bet you're too scared to threaten me, aren't you? You're a coward that's trying to act tough. It's hilarious. Ugh, whatever. I'm sick of you trying to scare me. Anyway, I need to talk about something more important. You're going to pay the cancellation fees for our wedding. You wouldn't have a problem with that, would you?
What? Why do I have to be the one to pay for it? Let's not get too cocky here, alright? Insulting me won't change my mind at all. In fact, you're going to regret this soon. Wade Blackwell, I don't think you know me. You know my name. You know I'm Veronica's sister, but not anything else. You probably think we haven't met at all, that we're strangers who only message each other online. But you're wrong about that. I've actually met you once, and I know exactly who you are. Mr. Blackwell, you secured a job offer from our company, but I guess you're fine with us revoking that offer, correct? I don't think you remember me, but I work as the head of our HR department at AB Corporation. You know, the company you applied to a while back. Thank you for having an interview with me the other day. I memorized your name on the day of our meeting, Wade Blackwell. I was the one who offered the job to you. I thought you'd be a competent employee, and we were short-staffed anyway. But considering all that's been going on here, I'm afraid we can't hire you anymore. Not with that crooked personality of yours. As a result, I've decided to revoke your job offer. See, you should check your email. I've sent you a proper notice. An official email like that? I sent it from my company email, Mr. Blackwell. This isn't a prank at all. It can't be. Anyhow, feel free to continue threatening me. It's up to you to do so. I'll warn you, though, that if your threats become more severe than they already are, I'm going to have to tell my lawyer about this.
What in the world is going on right now? Is this really true? Veronica's younger sister is the head of the HR department? You?
Maybe if you cared enough to check my name during the interview, you would have noticed beforehand. I can't believe you're this ignorant. I mean, you definitely should have noticed. My name was in all of those emails we exchanged. I'm shocked that you didn't know. Anyway, I know we talked about you joining our company soon, but that's off the table now. Just wanted to let you know.
What? Is this even legal? This isn't fair. I didn't realize you were Veronica's relative. I can't believe that employee at that company is my sister-in-law. I was supposed to begin my career there. The point is, just because you're not on good terms with Veronica anymore, doesn't mean you can revoke my job offer. No matter how you look at this, it's wrong. Don't you think this is unacceptable?
You're not understanding. You can interpret this however you want to protect your ego, or to try to get your job back. But the reason I'm not hiring you anymore has nothing to do with my relationship with Veronica.
What? Then what's the reason for all of this? Is this because you hate me as a person? If so, that's even worse. You're getting rid of me for personal reasons.
Did you already forget? You threatened me by saying you had gangster family members, that they would harm me if I didn't do what you said.
Huh? Oh, did I really say that? I think you're making a mistake here.
No, Mr. Blackwell. You're the one who's mistaken if you seriously think you can talk your way out of this. I don't know if it was true when you said you have gangsters as relatives. Regardless, you were mentioning these dangerous criminals in your family as if you wanted to boast about them. It's true that you intimidated me by doing this, and you can't deny it. I can't hire a person like you into our company. You don't hesitate to threaten others. Sorry about that. I know you must be bummed right now, but I'm set on this decision, so you should give up on being hired by us. I hope you have better luck with your next job application. If you threaten people and think there's no consequences for it, you're dead wrong. If you really want me to, I can consult the police about this too.
No, just wait and listen to me. Please, just calm down. I'll tell you the truth, okay? I don't have family members who are gangsters or even criminals. But that doesn't mean it's entirely untrue. I have some relatives who are a bit mischievous, so I figured it wouldn't be a complete lie. When I was younger, I grouped up with them, you know? I guess I still have that in me, and I threatened you like I did to the others in the old times. I'm sorry.
Ah, I see. You were a bit cheeky when you were younger, and you hadn't really stopped acting up since then. I appreciate your awareness, but this doesn't change the fact that you're still not going to be hired into our company. It really is unfortunate for you, but you have to accept that it's over.
You're revoking my job offer because I said some jokes in the heat of that moment? I was just playing around. You're seriously trying to ruin my future because you have a personal grudge against me? This is unacceptable.
Mr. Blackwell, how many times do I have to tell you this? I'm not revoking your job because of a grudge. It's because I can't hire someone like you who intimidates and insults people. Your attitude is horrible. And that's all I'm saying here. So you better not tell me one more time that this is all because of a grudge against you.
If you go through with this decision, I'm going to take revenge on you. You'll regret everything you did to me when I hurt you back.
Fine, we're doing this again. I guess you really want me to consult the police, don't you?
What? The police? Why are you bringing them up again?
Were you seriously not listening to anything that I've said to you? What you're doing here is coercion using threats of violence. This is a crime. I think it's not difficult to imagine what'll happen when I go to the cops about this. I'll show them the proof of everything you said to me.
Macy, please. Just let me off the hook this one time. I'm Veronica's husband, remember? Can you please have some mercy on me? I've been unemployed for most of my life. The reason I want to start working again is because of Veronica. I did this for her. You really revoke my job offer? I won't be able to support Veronica. Please, just do this for your sister. I'm the man that's supposed to make her happy. Do you really want to prevent that?
You're wrong. Veronica doesn't seem happy with you at all. I know her better than you do. Even if you're her husband, I'm not going to side with you. Even if Veronica isn't too fond of me right now, she's one of the most important people in my life. She's my sister. I'm not going to agree with her marrying a pathetic man like you, and rightfully so. Just look back on what you've done so far. You made a grave mistake on your wedding day and had the audacity to blame me for it. You really can't learn from your mistakes, can you? A person as ignorant and selfish as you are doesn't have a future ahead of them. You've accomplished nothing so far, so why should I expect any more from you? At the very least, I won't be hiring you into our company. Ultimately, I hope to never talk to you again.
No, but wait! Please just give me this one chance. I worked so hard to finally get hired into a company. Plus, I was just joking when I said those things to you.
If you say one more word to me, I'm going to the police and telling them everything you've said to me.
I'm sorry, but at least let me say...
No buts. Are you even listening to me right now? I'm telling you to shut your mouth. Do me a favor and recognize how much of a scumbag you are. Never reach out to me again, do you understand me? If you ever show your face to our family, I'm going to report you. Do you realize how much turmoil you've caused for Veronica too? Feel some remorse for all that you've done, you jerk. Anyhow, I wish you luck with your job hunting. Maybe you should start with fixing every aspect of your rotten character.
Macy, I heard from Mom that you were wishing the best for me, and that's why you were worried about Wade. After all those terrible things I've told you, I can't believe you would do that to me. Thank you so much, Macy. I guess I didn't realize how much you really cared about me. I'm so sorry.
Veronica, how did you not notice how much I care about you?
What do you mean, how?
I've always cared so much about you since we were little. Of course I'm going to help you when things are going wrong. Something was off about your husband. I didn't want you to be stuck with somebody who makes you unhappy.
Macy, do you really mean this? Thank you.
I know you don't like me sometimes. I know you think I'm a pain to be around. But how you feel about me isn't too important. You're my precious sister, and that's all that matters. If something were to happen to you again in the future, I'll do anything I can to help you again. You can depend on me anytime.
Macy, I'm so sorry for everything I've done to you, truly. You didn't deserve to be treated like that. You'll always be a precious sister to me, too.
Of course it's okay. I'm just relieved that you divorced that man. He really made me worried for you. I hope your future husband can make you truly happy.
Thanks, Macy. Ever since the divorce, I found a new job and reconciled with Mom and Dad. I'm glad I was able to patch things up with you, too. I'm embarrassed myself by choosing Wade to be my husband, but I learned a lot from it. I learned that I need to be a person that makes myself proud. Most importantly, a person that makes you proud, Macy. I'm going to work day by day to get my life back on track. Wish me luck.
I never thought you were an embarrassment, Veronica, and I never will. I'm proud of being your little sister, so don't worry one bit.
I'm so sorry for everything you have, Macy. I don't know how to make it up to you. After what happened, I finally realized that the most important thing in life is our family's bond, especially my bond with you. You're the best sister I could ask for.
That means a lot to me, thanks. I hope we can go out together sometimes and chat in person from now on. I'm looking forward to us meeting again. I'll text you again, okay? Thank you so much for understanding that I care about you a lot. See you. Veronica and I reconciled our relationship, and now we're closer than ever. We go out frequently and spend a lot of time together. I'm so grateful to have her as a sister. My boyfriend introduced her to another man, and so she was finally able to begin dating someone that's right for her. Veronica seems to be much more joyful now. I've heard she's doing well at her new job, too. Meanwhile, rumor has it that Wade didn't learn from his mistakes. He kept up his act of threatening people to get what he wants. As a result, he messed around with the wrong group and was chased down by some gang members. They're still looking for him to this day. To try to avoid being harmed by them, he ran away without a trace. Nobody knows where he went. Although we were in-laws for a very short amount of time, I was relieved to cut off ties with him as soon as possible. I couldn't imagine how much he could damage our family if Veronica didn't divorce him. Because of this, it gives me peace of mind that my sister is doing well. I'm very glad that things turned out for her for the better. I hope that both of us can continue to put our family first and support each other a lot.
Looks like the old hag is going to be living a gloomy life for the rest of time. You're going to regret things for the rest of your life after what you did today. Calling me an old hag? I would like to ask you what you think you're doing talking to one of your higher-ups like that. As far as I'm aware, there is nothing at all that I need to be regretting, and am not convinced that my life will be forever gloomy like you think. Just because I'm telling you the reality of your situation now, don't think you can clap back at me for it. Do you have any idea who I am? I am the executive director's daughter, of all people. And as for you, it doesn't seem like I'll ever have to see you again because you're done for. What do you mean by that? By the end of today, you will no longer be a part of this company anymore. Just because I came into work a little bit drunk today, you think you can caution me about it? That's what we call workplace harassment. Workplace harassment. You could be fined for something like that by the company, and I could take you to court and sue you for every penny you have if I really wanted to. I've already gone and told my dad about this, and I'm going to have you fired now. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? An old hag like you will have no chance at all of finding yourself a new job once you've been kicked out of this place, so consider this the end for you. You call the state that you came into work today a little drunk? You came into the office smelling like the floor of a dive bar, and then you couldn't even walk straight for more than a millisecond. I also saw you rush to the bathroom when you first came out of that elevator and could hear you in there vomiting your guts out. Whichever way you try and think about it, you shouldn't be coming into work like that. And this wasn't even the first time you've behaved that way. As one of your higher-ups, I did the right thing by going and warning you about the punishment for continuing to do that. It is against this company's policy, and I'm pretty sure any company's policy, to be coming into work in such an inebriated state. It couldn't be helped, all right? I was out really late last night messing around at the club, and after that I went out to some bars to grab a few drinks until the sun came up. And that all happened before I realized that it was only Wednesday and I had to be into work by 9. Do you mind taking a moment to understand the culture of us younger folk? We all love going out to clubs and the bars to get drunk and mess around, even if it's during the week. Oh, but for an old hag like you, that's impossible. What do you think of your career in this company? Is it just a game to you? Because I am well aware of the reasons for why you're working here right now and that you were only hired because of the word your father went and put in for you. And since I respect your father a lot, I was very excited to see who you were and be the one in charge of your training and work. However, right now, I'm tired of listening to all your small comments about what I'm doing. I don't care about what you think, and I never will. Old hags sure don't seem to read the room very well, do they? You seem to think that your opinion is something that the rest of the world should have as well, right? I guess people weren't kidding when they said that as one gets older, they are less likely to be open-minded about things and then become stuck in their ways. Well, when I start to become old, I promise that I'll never turn into whatever the hell you've become. Paige, I don't care that you're the daughter of the executive director. There are things you should be saying and things you should not be saying to others. And right now, everything you're saying to me is not acceptable. And like I said, you're already fired, so you can shut up. I literally do not care to listen to your little snotty comments anymore because all they're doing is pissing me off. Anyhow, you're fired, which means that you never come around me ever again, please. I'm really sorry, George. I don't think I'm ever going to become as amazing of a manager as you are. Perhaps it's time I start thinking about other paths in the company that are a lot better suited to someone like myself.
I just saw that you started to text me for the first time in such a long time. But what's all this about? You don't feel as though you're doing a good job as a manager anymore and want to do something else now?
Just a second ago, I received a few texts from your daughter, from Paige. She told me that she went to her father and said that he's going to fire me now. In other words, you're going to be firing me now, right?
What did you say?
To be honest with you, I'm in shock over what she said. To think that I'm hated that much by someone like Paige. I was just trying to become like you, a higher-up who made sure to turn me into an ace employee for this company. But I guess becoming someone like you is too much for me. So it's probably time for me to step down from this position and go back to working as a base-level employee here.
At one point today, she did come to me about something like that. She made this massive deal about wanting me to fire a female higher-up of hers. But to think that she was talking about you that whole time? Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to listen to anything she said for me to do. I'm kind of tired of having to hear that girl say some of the stupidest things to me all the time. I kind of made it clear to her then that I was going to think about everything before I made a decision based on what she'd asked. But it seems she didn't even listen to that last part and just assumes I'm going to fire you now. Why was she even coming to me asking for that in the first place, though? What happened between you two that led her to want you fired?
Actually, almost every single day, your daughter is coming into work drunk and reeking of alcohol. I have warned her about that multiple times now, saying she could get into serious trouble, but that doesn't seem to have worked on her. And so this morning, I was a bit tougher on her about it.
So that's what led to her coming to me about you, right? To think that my own daughter would be coming into work every day drunk? I knew that she would stay out pretty late every night playing around, but because she was making it into work on time every day, I didn't think there were any issues with the life she'd been living. I'm sorry, this has all happened because I'd taken my eyes off of her too quickly.
If you're going to blame yourself for this, allow me to at least take a little bit of it too. I'm the one who was tasked with taking care of Paige as her boss after all. As her direct manager and everything, I wanted to really do my best taking care of her and turning her into a good employee.
You're not to blame for any of this.
I've been thinking, maybe it's time I take a break from all this.
Don't be so quick to ask for something as idiotic as that.
But I'd like to go to the hospital is all.
As long as you're not leaving us for good, that's fine. I don't want to lose you, especially since all this time you've done so much for this company. As for my daughter, you can let me deal with her.
I can't stop laughing. So you're not even going to try coming into work today? You made all these claims about how a true adult should be acting, and yet here you are slacking off from work, not showing up for it today. Today I made sure to take the day off. I already told my boss that I'd be taking the day off and couldn't come in. So there shouldn't be an issue, right? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you're not staying home today because you were told that you'd be getting fired and that put you into a deep state of shock? If you're wanting to talk about me being shocked because of something, that's true. And because of that, I'm a bit too tired to be coming into work today. So right now I'm at the hospital having a checkup done to make sure I'm not sick with anything serious. You're getting a checkup done at the hospital? You literally sound like a grandma. If things are becoming too much for you, maybe it's best you begin to think about retirement. Do you know who's to blame for me being in this state, though? Who do you think has had to be the one doing all of that extra work you left behind after never doing your job? I've had to stay late after everybody else leaves the office, all in order to take care of the work you never did. I have been working so much recently that it's begun to affect my health. Hey, that's all happened because you suck at getting your work done on time. How about you stop blaming me for that, please? Really, you are a useless boss. The fact that you're now going to blame your subordinate for your own problems means that you really are not needed anymore. Since you're a failure as my boss, you mind leaving the company right now for me? I see. Well, I guess I'll leave then. I didn't realize you hated me that much to say those things about me today. Had you quit from the very start, you wouldn't have to be as sick as you are now. To tell you the truth, not a single person in this department has ever dared go against the word of the executive director's daughter besides the old hag. I'm the leader of this place after all, and you should be punished for going against me. But those who you seem to think you rule over aren't as many as you might think. To be honest, pretty soon here you're going to lose all of those who you think are your subjects. Stop it with that sore loser talk. Just shut the hell up, you old hag, and get lost. Well, when you're crying your eyes out later, I'm not going to listen to it. Huh? I'm not going to be crying my eyes out over anything, though. Hello, old hag on the verge of death. You should have gotten a call from my dad already, right? Did you just avoid his call because you're too afraid to take a call from him talking about how you'll be fired? Sorry about that. I had just gotten back home and was taking a nap. There are close to 500 missed call notifications on my phone from him. Seems like your father is really in trouble. I'll have to go and apologize to him later. Well, you apologizing to him isn't going to change the fact that you're being fired. I've already started going around the office telling everyone about it too, which means that now everyone in the company is going to know that you'll no longer be working here anymore. There's no way for you to make a comeback now. And that's what I expected. Your father did end up sending me a very long message while he was trying to get a hold of me. He asked me if I'm really planning to leave the company and that I really can't do something as stupid as that. I think your father freaked out after hearing the rumor you'd been spreading and really wanted to know the truth. And he was trying to get me to change my mind, it seems. What? Huh? Why would my dad be trying to stop you from leaving? I never talked with you about this story before, but your father, the current executive director, was once my trainer. When I had first joined the company, he was the one who made sure I did everything the correct way. The reason I've made it to where I am today is because of him. Is that right? But what does that have to do with anything? Compared to an old hag like you, my dad would much rather listen to what I want over you. So when I tell him to have you fired, he's going to make sure that you're fired for sure. But what if I told you that I'm the CEO's daughter? A cheap lie like that is never going to work on me. You sound so crazy now that I'm actually going to laugh. You're welcome to believe that I'm lying right now. But if I really was lying to you about that, then why would your father have called me 500 times trying to stop me from leaving? What? Are you serious? But nobody ever told me anything about you being the CEO's daughter. If you've really been the daughter of the CEO this whole time, then shouldn't everyone be sucking up to you more? And shouldn't you be working in a higher level position than just the manager of the sales department? Nobody knows about who I am, though, because I've made sure to keep it all a secret. I'm being asked to become the next CEO of this company once my dad has stepped down, but I also enjoy doing what I've been doing so far, working as the manager of the sales department. So I've been thinking of working as the manager right up until I'm asked to take my dad's seat. That's why I never wanted to say anything to any of the people here about who I really am. Which is why there are very, very few people within this company who actually know that I'm the CEO's daughter. I don't get why you'd want to hide something like that, though, from everyone. Why aren't you acting all high and mighty when you're literally, like, the second in command here? Because I don't feel the need to act all arrogant and proud of myself like that. Anyway, just know that your father is fully aware that I'm the daughter of the CEO. And that is exactly why he started to get all worked up like that after he heard the rumors that I'd be leaving the company. I made sure to talk with him about a lot of what might happen yesterday, but it seems you really wanted me gone as soon as possible, right? Well, your father already told me that he won't have me fired, no matter how hard you try and get him to. Then why did you tell me a while ago that you'd be quitting? Don't you want to leave this company? I never said that I was quitting the company. I just said I was leaving my position as the sales department manager. I don't want to have to deal with you anymore. Also, I was told by my dad that it's time for me to take on some more roles within this company in order to prepare. I never knew about that, though. This is unfair. I don't care that you're the next in line CEO of this company. My dad should be above you as the executive director. So I'm going to figure out some way to get you fired from here. Dad, why are you not listening to what I asked you to do and doing it? You have a choice between your one and only daughter and that old hag. Who is more important to you right now?
Paige, do you not understand the type of woman that Olive is?
I already heard about that crap from her. She's the daughter of the current CEO, right? Her hiding such an important fact like that about herself from the rest of us is so freaking stupid of her. I hate people like that. I bet you, deep down, she was doing it on purpose to make me look bad. She is someone an executive director like you should not be defending right now.
Olive is not the type of person who would do something like that to hurt you in any way. The reason all of this had to happen to you in the first place is because you chose to continue coming into work drunk every day. You are the reason for all of this, yet for some reason you don't see that. Why not?
Huh? What? Are you getting all worked up now because she's the CEO's daughter? Does she make you scared, Dad? I don't care that she says she's going to be the next CEO someday because right now all she is the manager of the sales department. That's all she is. Which means that you are still above her on the company ladder, Dad. All you need to do is just fire her and everything will go back to being normal. Or could it be that you feel close to her because you were the one who trained her back in the day?
If you know about how she was my trainee, what makes you think you should still be talking about us? I have no reason at all to be firing her, yet you keep going on about how I have every right to do that to her.
Jeez, come on, Dad. Are you actually going to let that old hag win? Ugh, this is the worst. I'm going to go tell Mom about this right now. I'm not sure what the hell has been going on here inside the company walls, but maybe you and that old hag have become too close to one another. Disgusting.
Listen, you cut that crap out right now, making fun of other people like that. I really was an idiot spoiling you as much as I did just because you're my daughter. You just had to keep telling me about how hard it was for you to find a job after school. Because of that, you made me think you actually wanted to take things seriously and work for a change, and that's why I got you a job here in my company.
And I've been coming into work, haven't I?
While you reek of alcohol, right? Are you going to tell me that you've been coming in and actually doing your job while being drunk? Back when you were first born, this company wasn't as big as it is now, and the best I could do with this job was bring home the money needed to feed you and your mom. But that required me to also be at work a lot more and leave the house in your mom's hands, which now I'm really starting to regret. I never thought you'd be raised into this ignorant little self-centered child by your mother alone.
I'm not some self-centered child, though.
You're going to object to that when you're not even listening to what I have to say? I'm to blame for you becoming such a woman, and that means I'm going to take full responsibility for you.
What kind of responsibility are you talking about? Are you going to do so by firing the old hag for me? Or do you mean that you're going to promote me into a position that would allow me to work even less and make even more?
From now on, I am no longer going to be sending you any more of my money.
What?
And of course that means I'm canceling that credit card of yours that I made for you as well. You still have plenty of things you need to learn before becoming a self-respecting adult. And in order for you to learn, you're being kicked out of the house. So while you're out living on your own, you're going to have to make your own money in order to support yourself.
You can't do that to me. With the money I'm making here, I can barely even afford to go out and play every night.
Which is strange considering that this company pays their new hires very well. Paige, you need to learn what's actually important in life as an adult, and that means you're gonna have to fix that selfish character you've developed and learn to think more about others.
No way. I already told my friends, though, that next week I'd be going to the biggest club in the city with them. Also, I told them that drinks would all be on me that night.
I don't care about that. I have no reason to be paying for you to go out and spend all that money anymore.
But if you take all the money and my credit card away from me, I'll no longer be able to go out with my friends. What are you going to do when I end up all alone?
If you not having money means that you'll no longer have any friends, then you need to understand that they never were your friends in the first place. In other words, you guys only ever hung out because of the money you had.
No way.
If you don't want to live the rest of your life alone, then you need to work on fixing your behavior to one where people will enjoy you for who you are. You're an adult now, which means that you need to take responsibility for things like that on your own. Are we done here? I have a lot on my plate at the moment, and you need to hurry up and pack all your things so that you can leave my house soon.
No, I don't want to leave the house. Paige, seems you've still not made it into work today. Did you take the day off or something? Shut the hell up! I don't have time to go into work anymore. I'm busy getting myself ready to move out of my dad's house right now. Oh my, so you're having to move out of your parents' house now, I see. Well, isn't that great? You'll finally be able to learn what it means to be an adult. I bet you're seeing this as the best outcome for you right now, aren't you? Well, it's not for me. My dad isn't going to be giving me any more money, and I'll have to start surviving on my own. But I don't have the money to do that right now. And when I told all of my friends that I promised to go out to the clubs with that I could no longer go, they all blocked me. Because of you, I'm going to be all alone. Isn't that your fault, though, since you only ever made friends with those that only seem to care about your money? Please don't blame me for something I had nothing to do with. No, this is your fault, though. Being next in line to becoming the CEO, you have the ability to talk with HR, right? That means you can tell them to raise my salary for me. If you do that for me, then I'll forgive you for all those times you went against me. I really don't care for your forgiveness, Paige. I know that really you're jealous of the young and beautiful woman I am, right? That's the only reason you could possibly have for bullying me like this. You think that a trivial reason like that is why I was always hard on you? How about you stop belittling me like that for once? All I was doing was trying to train you into a decent employee for the company, as that was my duty as the manager of our department. I had every right to talk to you like that and treat you like you didn't know what you were doing. The biggest problem I had with you wasn't even to do with your drinking either. It was to do with you always using your father's position as the executive director to take advantage of others and make them do all your work while you just sat there sleeping or eating. And no matter how many times I went and warned you, you never once listened to me. Which is why I ended up taking on so much stress. This is the exact reason why I hate people who use their parents' position to get whatever they want, no matter if they deserve it or not. Huh? Because I am the daughter of a CEO, I have been raised in a very strict household. Not only was I having to study every day at school, but when I'd get home and finish all my homework, my dad would teach me about his company and about how to become a successful person. And he always told me that no matter what, studying to succeed was the most important thing in life. I had to be careful when I'd go to school or hang out with my friends to never tell them who I really was. I didn't want for people to treat me differently because my dad is powerful or because I had to study all the time at home. Yet after all these years of having to be careful about what I told others, you came into this company and started to tell everyone who your father is and what you could do. And whenever anyone would talk back to you or go against you, you threatened to have them fired over it. I know all about your threats to everyone in our department, Paige. Well, that's because... But if I can use what I have, I'm going to use it. I'm not sure if you were ever aware of this or not, but to this company, you are nothing more than heavy baggage. All you ever do is pick on everyone else, never doing a single thing that you're supposed to. There is no use for a person like you in this company. I had a talk with my dad, and starting next month, I'll be the new CEO of this company. I thought I'd just let you know that right now so that you can prepare. Because starting next month, you are going to be let go and will no longer have a job here. You're kidding me. You can't. I've already lost all that money which was coming from my dad. How will I be able to pay for myself now? I never thought something like this could ever happen to me, and that's why I went out and bought all sorts of new jewelry and clothing and stuff online. But now my dad is telling me to pay for all that stuff myself. Yet now I'm going to be fired too, if that happens. You still have a month before you have to go, though. So during that time, I think it's best you start looking for your next job. I can't. I was already failing at finding a job right after I got out of school. There is no way I can find myself a new job now. Please, you can do anything to me, but just don't fire me. I promise that from now on I will change and make sure to get all my work done. What are you going on about? You still have a chance to find work outside of here, right? After all, unlike the old hag I am, you are a young and attractive young woman, right? I'll apologize to you for all the times I called you an old hag, all right? So please, as the CEO, can you make sure not to have me fired from this company? The thing is, though, Paige, I can no longer trust any of the things you're saying to me right now. So please, try your best to find yourself a new job before your time is up here. Good luck. No way. What do I have to do in order to get you to forgive me? Do you want me to come to your office and get on all fours begging you to forgive me or something? Olive!
Paige has finally gone and moved out of my house now. She took all the things that she could physically bring along with her and left, and will now start looking for a new job out there in the world somewhere. Olive, with everything in mind, I am so sorry for all the trouble that she caused you. Due to her violent behavior of thinking she could just do whatever she wanted in the office, you had to go through a lot.
Well, that's very true. I just never expected her to take things so far with that attitude she has and end up hurting herself in the end.
She was able to do all of that because I spent too much time here, working for this company, and was never around her enough to teach her how to become a decent person. Since I plan on taking full responsibility for her actions, would it be all right if I stepped down from my position as executive director and left the company? I'll allow you to tell me if that's okay or not. After all, you're going to be the next CEO starting next month, which means by that point you can do anything you want to me, and I won't be able to say a word.
I suppose it would be easy for me to get rid of you now. But I know best just how amazing of a person you are, both inside of this company and outside of it.
Stop saying all those things about me. After what happened this time, you know those are not true.
Having to become the new CEO for this company is a very big deal and something that requires all hands on deck. So for you to leave this company or have me fire you, that would be a massive blow to us and cannot be allowed. For the sake of this company and all the men and women who work under you, please stay with us for a little while longer. I need someone like you in this company, even if I'm in a position above you.
I see. If that's what you're going to say to me, then it can't be helped, can it? I promise to make up to you all of that trouble my daughter caused one way or another. And the first way I'll do that for you is by making sure my daughter is fired right away.
I'll leave you to that then, George. Thank you. After having been kicked out of her parents' house, Paige went and found herself a dirt cheap apartment to move into. That was very old and falling apart at all four corners of the room. But due to the fact that a woman like her had always lived a life of spending so much money, making everything she consumed and owned fancy, whatever money she was making during her remaining time in the company was all wasted. What could have been used to pay off all that debt she was in was gone, and that led to her having to go into even further debt as the interest on her credit card started to kick in. I believe that at some point she just gave up and went to a loan shark or something to get more money in order to pay that credit card debt off, as well as have some extra money to enjoy herself with again. But I knew that it wouldn't be long before that loan shark sent someone after her to get that money back, and I think that would end up happening to her soon enough. And while she was going around looking for a new job to take on after being fired, she tried to have her dad help her by putting in a good word for her. However, plenty of her coworkers whom she had abused and forced to do all of her work back here had already taken things online and spoke about how horrible of an employee she was, and that there was no merit at all in hiring someone like her. So in the end, she was never able to find a new job before she had to leave my company and would be in much bigger trouble. Because like I was suspecting would soon happen, the loan shark sent some of his goons after her, and they found her walking out of her apartment and followed her. They followed her all the way to this old and abandoned part of town, where they then went and snatched her, and took her somewhere nobody could find her, and taught her a lesson in why it wasn't smart to try avoiding the debt that she was in. And so once that lesson had been taught to her, and she was all bruised up and looking like a dropped apple, she was taken back to her apartment and told to start paying up. After she realized there was no hope for her, she settled for a part-time job working at a coffee shop on the first floor of her apartment building, where she's now having to work as a dish cleaner, making minimum wage. She no longer has any friends or family to really spend time with either, and has resorted to spending all of her time at home in that old apartment, never even having to leave the apartment building since she's already working there. As for myself, the end of the month had come, and with that, I was made the new CEO of the company as my dad went and retired. And as the new CEO, the first thing I did was tell everyone that I'd be doing some small restructuring and such to the company, to make it a far nicer place for everyone to work in and no longer worry about people like Paige being hired, which saw huge support from everyone. Having to be a CEO is a very tough job, and I can tell you right now that it will be some time before I'm really used to the responsibilities. But having a close friend, and my trainer is still at my side to this day, means that I'll have nothing to worry about at all and can rely on him in case there is ever a thing I might need. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.